right, we're gonna see this pick happen. I think this guy is going. This person, rather, is going to, I believe, time out into a pick here, but might not actually be a timeout because he had this Jason Dominguez pick here. So they might have set their cue um, in terms. Hold on, I can be sniped right here. There's a player I'm trying to get. I doubt they're gonna snipe me, but I am trying to get a catcher here. So they already have two catchers, so I doubt they're gonna snipe me. Let's see who they get. Boom, Carson Bang. Can't even say that name. Carson Bangay. Okay, cool. Love it. That means my guy was not taken. Let me get my screen up. This one. Boom. Boom. Okay, so I had most of those guys in there since I went and took the kid to school. And then Carson Benj. Benege. I ain't no John Miller. I ain't no John Miller. I would have asked the guy pregame, would have got it right, practice it, so some feedback. Okay, well, that's great. Not really sure how I value that pick, to be honest with you. I would have maybe gone Josh Lowe. I think Josh Lowe is going to have a big year there if I'm looking for an outfielder. But this is a get your guys league, perhaps more than any other draft I've ever been in. This is get your guys central. So that makes it look. Let's go to a more zoomed zoom here. 200. There you go. So my last pick was Vodnik. Then it went Jason Dominguez, Carlos Narvaez, Marcelo Zuna, Casey Mize, Singer. You gotta like that. Team one. You gotta like that turn right there. That's gonna help you. I don't care if you had pitching or didn't have pitching. You got it. That's a nice turn to either bolster or get back into pitching. Good one. Scott, there's outfielder Bieber. I think this was a guy who said he's hometown radio on Bieber. Has heard some spring training updates. Makes me curious about it. If he would have came back to me in the a little later, I would have thought about it. But I have some plans here that I have to execute. But yeah, there might be some upside to Bieber there. I guess that's a I would call that a buy low. So probably some value there. And then Bengay, whatever. He probably had to fill out outfield. So how many outfielders did Team Four had? Yeah, Team Four needed outfielder. That was just their fourth outfielder. So they had to take probably their top outfielder on the board there was who they took. So in terms of players, here's positions right here. Let's see. Same zoom. So here's positions right here in terms of what people will be looking to get. Somebody does not have a second baseman. Team 8 is still missing a second baseman. You're going to be missing some outfielders here. People 4 is the low, so people will be looking to scramble outfielders. Let me see what else. There's only one team with one relief pitcher. That's Team 6. I bet they're going to try to pull a rabbit out of their hat somehow. And the thing that's I'm working on is catcher. So now there's been 25 catchers taken. So that means we're into the last catchers here. And that is what I'm going to take Bo Naylor. I'm almost assuredly going to take Bo Naylor here. In terms of player fit, team build, need home runs. Been trying. There were 2 players I was trying to get to back to this entire time. I've been drafting this team, and that is Vodnik and Bo Naylor. So I am lucky to have been able to push those key pieces to my team, the saves and the catcher at bats I need. I am lucky to have been able to push them out. Let me turn on this light over here real fast. I'm very lucky to be able to have pushed them out as far as I have been there to get them in 20 and 21, my second reliever and my second catcher. So basically, those aren't the best second reliever and second catcher, but you hope that all the value you got in this intervening time and not even having to address those issues between picks 16 through 19. You really hope you made it worth your while to not have to think about reliever or catcher in there. You really, I think I have. I think I have made it worth my while in terms of getting the players I need to balance off how these late reliever and late catcher are less than great players. So that's pretty much what's going on here. So if you look at my depth chart, you will see that that is what I need. I need catcher, and I just got that second reliever. So that's great to finish out a gladiator. Drafting another pitcher and a UT to finish out a gladiator, that is pretty good gladiating. So yeah, the home runs are going to be an issue. I will say that's going to be an issue. But for me to get up into, let's see, let me get into the top third. I will only need, I'm low though. There's 15 to move up a spot. I need 8 homers. Yeah, I'm bottom. I need to get some homers here. But that's okay, because some of these guys, here's how I feel about that. These people are going to need to get catcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 team need catcher, okay? So let's go down here. Let's do some catcher diligence on the catcher remaining list. Here's a list of remaining catchers right here. So I did not expect to get Bo Naylor, so much so that I had taken him off my sheet. I expected to having to be picking further down, but yeah, so Bo Naylor, he's a catcher with 16 homers. Some people think Sean Murphy. I think Bo Naylor is the upside play here. I don't even care about the average. But I do count, in terms of catchers, I count counters per at-bats. So he has the highest counter for at-bats. So that's why I'm trying to get back to him. There's actually some other players who, if they got at-bats, they would be okay. But I think Bo Naylor is clearly, I will say these last 3 picks I've taken are pretty much upside plays. I think Braxton Ashcraft is better than an upside play. I think he's a expected decent plus play. So I won't call him upside, but Victor Vodnik, yeah, you're right. You got to know when to play him. You got to know stuff like that on Vodnik for sure. But that's why I value Colorado players a little bit, because at least half the games you have that one set predictor. So, I mean, in Colorado's lineup it looks bad, but it's not going to be the worst. Colorado can get some victories, man. So, yeah, I'm down for Vodnik, Ashcraft, and now I'm going to take the homie. Let me go in here and just draft the homie, my catcher. Let me do some diligence on the catcher. Bo Naylor, do a tiny diligence on him. Okay. Just do this diligence on Bo Naylor, and then we're going to draft him. I really think it could be a good pick to get Bo Naylor here in the 21st round. Let me just do some diligence. Bo Naylor. 3rd year. I mean, he plays against hits against either side of the plate. He had that season where he really was looking upside. Those were those flurry of at-bats in 2023 he was looking like a major prospect in that amount of time. I had him in 2024. He was not serviceable. He was downturned that year. What did he have? Yeah. So he cannot hit for average. Are you going to take that average sink at catcher, Jay? Is he going to hit 200 again? Well, if he hits 200, he's going to hit 200 on your team, bro, because you just drafted him. Just make sure he's not injured. Let's see where they're going to put him in the lineup. Probably like 7 or 8, I would guess. Not really sure. Not big. I will say Cleveland is a great place to go, though. People don't know how dope Cleveland is. Naylor hitting 8th. Platooning. I got to take Bo Naylor. I just got to take him. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I just drafted him. Boom. Bo Naylor is my second catcher. Let me put him in. Let me put him in there. Of course, I'm going to Bo Naylor. boy. Second. Those are stinky picks, bro. Those are stinky. That 20th and 21st round pick are sniffers. But I will. This is one thing I will say about the Vodnik pick. If you put Vodnik and Mason Miller together, you're gonna get this. Um, you're gonna get a reliever with 27 saves, 81 strikeouts, a 3.3 and a 1.2. And if you had two of those, you'd be pretty stoked on that. You'd pay like mid 10th round. You'd pay up for that reliever. That 81 strikeouts. I don't know other relievers who have that in 64 innings. That's the average reliever. So I guess we can just do this then. Let's see. Copy this one. Copy. Put it right there. Paste it right there. Because it's going to be stinky no matter what you do with these players. But you never know, man. You might get some good work out of these guys. Could be a good it has to be the other type of paste. Anyway, we're gonna see how much action we can get here from Langeliers and what's his name, Shea Langeliers. Oh, it's not quite adding up right now. I have it all compressed out. This is why. Unhide all columns. That is why. It's because it's compressed. Boom. There it goes. Shea Langeliers. And so now this other player is the homie Bonanza. Put him at C number 2. C number 2. And now let's copy this snapshot. Boom. And then you put that right here. Boom. And now you paste that. Boom. And now you can drag these formulas over to here. Let's see what you get here. Okay, and now to drag this formula, it's just going to be equals hits divided by ABs. And there you go. And that's got to be a different display value. That's got to be a cell with some decimals in there. All right, so that's good. And now divide that by 2. Boom. And now you pull this one down. And that means your average catcher, my average catcher, so this guy is going to be named Shea Naylor or Bo Langeliers. And they have come out for a total of 185 picks. So that's 2 12th round catchers. And his stat line of my catcher, I have 2 catchers, 22 homers, 60 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, and a 240 average for my catcher. I don't mind these pairings. I don't mind these. I used to be a not pair guys guy, right? I used to be a didn't understand how that works. But now, like some players, I will pair. I believe these could be some players to pair up here, because I don't mind 22 homers, 2 catchers, 22 homers from each catcher, 44 homers from your catchers. I think that's decent, man. And 60 RBI counters from your catchers, both catchers, 60 RBIs each. That's a hard draft to get. Stolen bases, 240. No stolen bases. Actually, throw in stolen bases with this pair of catchers. So, yeah, that's what I went there in the 20th and 21st round. The whole draft, I'm looking to get back to Vodnik and Naylor, and it worked out for me. So, at least it worked out for me in theory about filling out those positions and having a second catcher there who hit home runs, which is what I'm lacking in. So let's go ahead and look at the ranking averages now. We want to go with average because we're uneven on number of players drafted. So let's see. Well, my pitching is holding the day, but my stolen bases are looking very nice too. Ooh, very good. I'm leading the league in stolen bases. that bone nailer took my average down, and I do need to concentrate on that a little bit. And then I just need to stack home runs and RBIs. So I'm just drafting hitters, usable hitters off my bench now. Any hitter that I can play, that I know I can play into this game on the weekends. People who have predictable platoons, they are on my radar. But I got to tell you, I'm really stoked about how my team is coming out. Was nervous there about getting the second catcher, maybe having to settle for a nothing burger on second catcher, or not even getting any access to saves. I won't even say if Vodnik really gives you access to saves, but maybe sometimes he does. Um, all right, well, it's going out to the long side now, so drafting out to the long side here, and I haven't really researched what they're gonna pick. I don't really have a player that these are the remaining players to come back around. I don't really have players I very much covet here. I have players I can use. My next picks will be pick number 326 and 335. So I do have players I can use down here. I would take a Tyon. I will not take a Max Meyer. I will not take these guys. These guys were under different scenarios. I would be looking to get to a Jeff McNeil or a Colt Keith, Jamison Tyon. These are not the guys I need anymore. I look for Cam Smith and a Clay Holmes as well. I would love to get either of these guys, but I don't think they're coming back. Any of these people are probably not coming back. All right. Well, we continue moving on to a. Okay, yeah, I got some knowledge there. It's good knowledge there on Cooper Inge. Yeah, people talking about handcuffing catchers here in the chat. I like that idea. I do like the handcuff catchers. I'll tell you, just to address that issue quickly, I'll tell you my favorite catcher handcuff is a high-low type of thing as well. I'm not a Goodman guy, but if I had Goodman, I would have to get Fulford. I do very much like the idea of catcher handcuffs. One I really liked earlier in the year was Baldwin and what's the homie's name? He's right in here. Baldwin and Murphy, stuff like that. So stuff like that. I'm down for that. That's a good call out. Good call out there, Harrison. You're in the draft, man. You're drafting a great team. I'm not going to tell them what team you are, but you're drafting a great team. I see you bobbing and weaving, getting back to what you need to, being considerate with what you're doing and how you're building your squad. So I'm looking forward to this being a good year. This is going to be a lineup settings. This is a get your guys league. So this is a lineup setting league. That means these guys are getting their guys because they know how they're going to use them. So this league's going to play all year. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, coming back in the 22nd, looking to close out this gladiator. Totally flexible. Probably looking for arms. All right, y'all. Before too long, we'll close it out. I think this draft will finish right around opening day, which is off. Like, I love that so much about timing out your last DC. So it kind of slows out towards opening day. But we'll be back looking for arm when I get back.